Today I wanted to see what was wrong with the compass, and the first thing was first, I had to open the thing up. You guys might remember when we fixed the ribbon cable, you guys seen all the unscrewing and stuff. So basically it's pretty much the same thing, except we wouldn't have to worry about the gimbal this time. And in figuring out which one's compass 1 and which one's compass 2, I just believe from all the pictures and stuff from my preparation, compass 2 is the one in the front of the drone near the camera, and compass 1 is in the back where the GPS is located. It's basically on the back top of the top shell. I checked the connections initially, as I mentioned, it seemed like it was connected, but what I didn't do was actually unscrew the GPS, and so basically I did that, and you guys can see what it looks like. It looks kind of messy though, isn't it? Is that just from all, I guess, rusting and stuff like that, or whatever that is, or if that's how it came from the factory? Overall, this is really simple to take out and put back in. I basically thought maybe something was a little loose because it's actually weird with the way this wire points towards the drone. You have to kind of bend it a little bit. It doesn't seem like it's natural. So I just tried to refit everything, started it up at first with the cover, and it seemed to work fine. Since that worked, I basically closed it up, re-screwed everything, started it up, and it said again, it was fine in terms of the compass now. It doesn't say disconnect, so it's just a matter of bringing it out and actually flying it. Overall, really simple. As I mentioned before, I have no problems opening up a computer, messing around with motherboard and RAM and all that. This was actually no difference in many ways. In opening this too, it makes me wonder how much of this drone you're paying is mostly marketing and branding, because it reminds me of some computers where people say, my computer is so much better because it's this brand. When you break it down to the parts, you could say things like, well, you're using like an Intel, for example, it costs this. That one has an Intel too, it's the same thing. It makes me wonder how much of it is essentially marketing you're paying for. It's been a while since I read something like this with a drone. This one says, Colorado man accused of using drone to be a peeping Tom. Residents of Centennial neighborhood say they're fed up and frustrated with a man terrorizing families. They say a neighbor named Doug has been flying his drone right outside windows and peering into homes while they are in their bedrooms or bathrooms. Close to a dozen neighbors have complained, even bringing their concerns before the Centennial City Council. Jane Worthing says she caught the drone peering into her bathroom while she was getting ready for bed. Quote, it's a violation. You feel like you're under surveillance, your privacy is invaded. No one's needing to listening to me or peeking at my second story bathroom at 10:30 at night. They apparently questioned the person, I guess the media, and he's saying there's no way he's flying around there. He says he has the data and stuff to prove it, I guess with the app, especially if it's a DJI drone, which makes me wonder how difficult is it in that case? Just say, here's the logs, so who's telling the truth? But the neighbors don't believe him, I guess. It says, I consider it voyeurism, invasion of privacy, peeping Tom. Just because it's behind a piece of machinery does not make it any different than a person on a ladder. A group of 10 neighbors are taking action, vowing to change city ordinance to make flying drones more regulated and restricted in the city of Centennial. Like, that's a little ridiculous if the person just flying there capturing, I guess, scenery. I guess it's different if they're right in front of your window, like what they're implying, but I highly doubt it if that's the case anyways. And it says, I don't want them to fly. They shouldn't be able to fly in our neighborhoods. Go somewhere else and do your thing, said Barney Mitchell, a neighbor who was also claimed to have been violated by the drone. Somebody needs to take it away from him. That's not right. That's the most troublesome thing about this article, in my opinion. It's like I don't know, because in so many cases people aren't even spying and so forth on people, they're just capturing scenery. But then because of that, they say, we need more tougher restrictions and stuff like that. I mean, people need some first-hand experience, in my opinion, to see how horrible that thing is in terms of spying. Unless it's true, like they say, where the camera's right in front of them. Shouldn't this be one of those documentation beats conversation as well? Like, here's the logs, now what? Simple as that, in my opinion. can see another drone there. Now both compasses, it just says green, but I think I'm gonna calibrate it just in case. Compass calibration complete. It says GPS ready to go. Okay, let's see how this goes. And there's definitely another drone up there. It just reminds me of that point again where if someone's flying a drone around an airport or something like that, how hard is it to fly your own drone just to see where the person is? Look how fast I did it. Alright, let's see how the compass is too. Everything seems good. Don't really know what I did much, honestly. Just opened it and re-plugged it back in, so maybe something was loose. The only thing I can think of is it's kind of odd the way it hooks up because it seems like the wire bends like when you put the top cover on, so maybe I twisted it the other way where you should have put it the other way, if that makes sense. Alright, seems to work fine. So success so far, I'd say. I guess the good thing about this whole situation, as I mentioned before, is I'm comfortable opening up the drone and stuff now. For city work?
What's that?
Are you guys doing it for city work?
No, just some photographs for
For this, okay.
a project down the street.
Jeez, it's a monster. Alright, see you guys later.